life's just a movie anyway, and you are the director of your life. And if you have a shitty movie, you have a shitty director. Congratulations. You are no longer locked into your systemic, rigid, linear, and monotonous life. Welcome to your new favorite podcast, Stop, Projector, Discuss Film. Around here, we do things a little differently and serve it all up, family style. Your hosts are the foul-mouthed heel and local curiosity, Lil Glenny Boy, renowned for gilding the lily, succumbing to the sunk cost fallacy, and refusing to kill his darlings, and Glenn's collaborator, confidant, and partner in crime, the cinematic phenomenon and East Village icon himself, the man who comes from beyond the valley of the Ultra Vixens, Jeffrey Leroy Raymond. Will Jeff glamour you as quickly as he did Lil Glenny Boy? My sources say yes. Hold on to your magic 8-ball, folks. All of your favorites will be here tonight for Spdf's supernatural episode. Tina Felucia, our deadpan Eastern European breaking news correspondent. Our investigative reporter Charlene Dupree. The return of entertainment reporter Mick Swizzle. And SPDF's lead news anchor, Sparkle Plenty. And my old pal, resident curmudgeon Dooley, Happy. Roundhouse and together we comprise the most diverse cast of fascinating characters ever assembled in podcast history. A true motley crew of outsiders refusing to get along as we wallow in the muck of wannabe YouTube fame and unbridled avarice. Enjoy the show.
How you doing? Welcome to the show. This is the Supernatural edition. Jeff.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Nice. So I could unleash like semi-full power on the public at large.
Jeff, we all know that you are from beyond the valley of the Ultra Vixens, correct?
Beneath the valley of the super dolls. Exactly. That's right. Because I'm adopted. Because I was born 3 days after the first of the year. Because I have 3 first names, a white first name, a black first name, and a Spanish first name. Jeffrey Leroy Raymond.
That's
so
right.
I get to encompass all that life has to offer, especially deviled eggs and fabulous mashed potatoes.
Did you ever want to say, like my sources say yes? Do you remember getting like the Magic 8-ball as a kid?
No, I never had one of those.
I can't believe it because that's like to me like one of the great American inventions because it was so fun and like
well, it was. My neighbors had one. It was fun. I never believed in that. Not like I believed in mood rings or Ouija boards and stuff like that. Tarot cards for sure. Tarot cards for sure. I'm still a big believer in tarot cards. Like it has to do with your spirit like picking the card and turning it over, so you get like your answer to the thing, but you have to know how to interpret it, or the other person does, that kind of thing. But I believe in supernatural, all kinds of it.
So you do. I mean, so like this is the perfect timing for the Supernatural episode.
Yes.
Right.
Oddly enough, though, I've hardly ever seen that show, Supernatural, on TV. I've seen like 3 or 4 episodes, and I like it very much, but I just don't ever watch it. I don't know why. Did you ever watch it?
I don't watch public TV. I like pay-per-view.
Oh. La-di-da.
La-di-da. Jeff, you're going to be so excited because I kept a couple things secret from you about this episode, right?
Let her rip.
I could listen to applause all day, Jeff. You know that. Yeah.
I love the sound of that applause. Keep those flashbulbs flashing.
Louder. Hey!
I'll make this show funny if I have to cut off my own foot.
All right, let's kick off the show with you ready to kick it off, Jeff?
Yes.
Welcome to Stop, Projector, Discuss Film.
Kicking it off, baby.
I'm so glad you guys could be here today. We're going to have like a one hell of a time. I got to be honest with you.
That's right.
Here we go.
Oh, there is nothing like New York in the spring.
Stop projector, discuss film. Racing down in popcorn spills. Jeff England dropping filmish thrills. Thrilling plots that twist and unfurl.
Welcome to another edition of Stop Projector Discuss Film. I'm Tina Felicia. Boy howdy. Are you in for a treat? Jeff and Glenn have finally come out of hiding with a spectacular cavalcade of segments for today's show. The overriding theme is the supernatural as the boys explore psychic phenomenon, oracle predictions, pet reincarnation, and much more. Another mind-expanding journey is in store on Spdf's Trip Diary, courtesy of two brave souls who sent in their respective experiences with psychotropic hallucinogens. We pay tribute to American actor Val Kilmer. Damn, he had a punchable face. Jeff and Glenn will make predictions for the remainder of 2025 in an attempt to suss out who is the true Oracle of Mott Street. Our investigative team, led by Charlene Dupree, our resident Marblemouth, delves into the bullshit 80s one-hit blunder, Rockwell, in a segment deemed The Rockwell Files. And yes, our entertainment reporter Mick Swizzle is back, after his third and hopefully last rehab stint, and will be joining us outside Grauman's Chinese Theater where J-Lo is set to perform and debut her latest self-financed biopic. Hopefully Mick doesn't feed her eggnog all night and coerce her into depravity, as he's known to do. Also on tap, one of my favorites, another edition of Jeff's Journal. Yay! Our original wide-eyed country boy, Dooley, Happy, Roundhouse will be answering one of our desperate viewers' queries, and as always there'll be vintage ads, movie clips, inarticulate debates, and excess. More fun than you can shake a stick at. Speaking of shaking sticks, I heard our very own, Sparkle Plenty, SPDF news anchor and office gossip girl, got thrown out of Disney World last week for assault and battery on her boyfriend, throwing one of her patented hillbilly hissy fits. Will she face consequences for her disturbing outburst? That's for the judge to decide. I'm just glad I'm not her. Well, let's kick off the show. Christ, I need a drink.
Welcome.
All are welcome.
Supernatural episode, Jeff. One of your favorites of the year.
All are welcome.
Welcome. We're gonna have
being that little midget
such
lady
a great
from
time.
Poltergeist. All are welcome.
That's like one of the first impressions you growing up, like when we did, like that. You could, like, Carrie could do it, Craig could do it, I could do it. It's like, stand me in the line. Yeah, we thought we were like, my mom was like, I'm gonna fucking strangle you. The next person who says that, we're like, oh my god, what are we doing?
This house is clean.
He keeps Caroline very close to it and away from the spectral light. It lies to her. It says things only a child can understand. It has been using her to restrain the others. To her, it simply is another child. To us, it is the beast. Now let's go get your daughter.
Carol Ann, you answer your parents or you're gonna get a real spanking from the both of us.
She's away from him.
Away from home? Is she all right?
Diane, ask about the light.
Caroline? Honey, do you see a light?
Tell her to go to the light.
No!
They'll follow her. They've been following her for weeks. Now tell her.
It's all right, it's all right. Tell her, Diane. Run to the light, Caroline. Run as fast as you can. No, honey, no. No, it's a lie.
One thing that Tina and Felicia forgot to bring up is like, because we're late to the game here, we have to finish our Jew brackets for the best Jew porn name. So let's just jump into that, Jeff, and like we have to keep moving on this. So like
Certainly.
let's do that, and then we'll keep it moving here. Okay, so okay, my friend, thank you for being here, and
not cooperative.
God bless you. Here we go.
Sure, mister.
Hey, friends, it's me, your girl Charlene. Shalom. We all know of Ron Jeremy and how he is the biggest, scratch that, most well-known Jewish adult entertainer of all time. But is he the only one? Just doing some research for a possible discrimination lawsuit? Ha! Nah, I'm not litigious like, some people. We in the middle of March, and that means March Madness, y'all! So here at SPDF, we are gonna do our own brackets. We have created the 64 original Jewish porn star names for men and women, and we gonna whittle them down round by round until we crown the champion. Hold on to your yarmulkes. Hey, Jeff, did you know my cousin Ray Ray converted to Judaism and became a moil? Don't worry, he's just like every other moil, except he brings a bottle of hot sauce to the bris. Ha ha! I got mad jokes, yo. Let's kick off the tournament. Mazel tov.
That's us, the bris. I mean, have you ever gone to a bar mitzvah?
Yes, I have.
Whose?
When I was a kid, my friend, Jonathan Seidenfeld.
Go ahead.
Back in Boise, Idaho.
Mhm.
Yes, they had Jews in Boise, Idaho when I was growing up. I wanted to
They
be
did.
Jewish really bad when I was in middle school, junior high,
Mhm.
as we called it. All my favorite authors were Jewish. Erica Jong, Philip Roth, all those guys. I loved them, and wanted to be Jewish desperately when I was, about 13, 14.
Hey, Glenn, hear about the Hasidic Jew who loves to give blowjobs? She was
No.
unorthodox. Bam! Hold on to your yarmulkes. Hey, Jeff, how can you tell if you're at a Jewish deli?
How?
A baker's dozen is 11.
Ah.
Boom! Let's get back to the brackets. I can't wait to see who else makes it into the Sweet Sticky 16. Mazel tov!
Free ham.
All right, Jeff, here we go. So remember last time,
Yep.
what we had here, it's like, so now we're going into like the next round.
Yep.
We're at the last show, Goldie, hold on.
Taurus Feller.
In the last round, we had like Goldilocks beat out Rude Goldberg,
Oh.
and Woody Allen beat out Ho Leland.
Oh.
So now Goldilocks is going against Woody Allen, and the winner, 61% of the vote, Goldilocks, is going on to the Sweet 16. Jeff,
Ah.
last
Hava, Nagila, Hava.
last week we had Holly Cost beat David Starr, and Skip Temple beat Dick Hebrew. So in the battle of Holly Cost versus Skip Temple with 53% of the vote is
Yeah.
moving on. Jeff,
Yeah, I agree with that. I like Skip Temple. That's fun. I had a friend named Skip when I was in grade school. One of the coolest kids in the world.
yeah, if your name's Skip, like you're
We used to play
either a
nasty.
dirtbag or like you're getting laid.
We used to
Okay.
play, he was.
You
he
played
was
nasty,
like-
huh?
Even back then, well, not
Yeah,
getting laid
yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
But he was like, we played nasty.
Mhm.
And he had girls in his neighborhood that he would play nasty with. Unfortunately, in my neighborhood, it was like only one girl like didn't really, play nasty like that. It was like because we wanted to, see the difference, but I didn't mind because I like seeing the, other guys,
Right.
see who was like sprouting hair and
All right, Jeff. So last week, Ann Skank beat Penny Pincher to move on, and Clay Dreidel beat Mazel Tits. to move on. So Ann Skank versus Clay Dreidel. Ann Skank with 76% of the vote is moving on to the Sweet Sticky 16, Jeff.
That's good. That's
and an
true.
upset over Clay Dreidel.
Yeah, the tits thing is terrible. Yeah.
I thought Mazel tits. I go, I like that one. So
sorry.
Last week, Tora Spelling beat Jack Sabbath.
Yes.
And Rufy Fiddler beat Judy Gilt. So
yes.
Rufy Fiddler versus Tora Spelling. Tora Spelling with 82% of the votes moving on, Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah, Tora Spelling's my favorite. Riding on Tora Spelling, yeah.
So Goldilocks, Skip Temple, Ann Skank, and Tora Spelling are moving on.
Yeah.
So now we're going to like the next bracket here. And the first round, of course, Jeff picks the winners on this round. So what? All right, ready, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay. Edie Kosher versus Don Pickles.
Oh God. Probably Edie Kosher.
Edie Kosher's moving on to the next round. Okay. Hey, I didn't come up with them.
I know you did.
Okay. Anya Kibbutz versus Wanda Shonda. Who's moving on to the next round? It gets better.
It would have to.
Come up with it. You come with 64 Jewish porn names. Anya Kibbutz. Okay.
Anya Kibbutz.
Okay. Okay. Val Klempt versus Beard Longley. Who is moving on to the next one? Val Klempt is moving on. Thank you.
Although you'd think it was Faye for Klempt.
That's what I was trying to do. Val Klempt. Val Klempt. I get it. But it's, Val Klempt. Okay. Hal Brooks versus Walter Cocker.
Walter Cocker.
Walter Cocker's moving on to face Val Klempt in the Sweet 16. Okay. Next bracket: Bone Rivers versus Curly Payotts.
Curly what?
Payotts. Those are those little.
Yeah, little thingies.
Yeah, Curly Payott or Bone
my
Rivers.
God.
Who's going on to the next round?
Curly.
Curly's moving on. Okay, Schmendrick Lamar versus Seymour Putz. Schmendrick's moving on. Auschwitz. That's a double pun. Auschwitz versus Rabbi. Auschwitz is moving on to the next round. And the final one for this until like later on in the episode, Not Z Killer versus Red Seaman. Red Seaman is moving on. So beautiful, Jeff. We'll see you for the next round at the end of the show. Thank you
God
so much.
Forgive me.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
That's right. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank you. All right, Jeff, let's take it right now to like your girl. I don't know if you saw this Sparkle Plenty. She did a investigative report about, I think in March it was like that double sunrise.
Yeah.
So let's just take a look at that.
Yeah, I always love to see what Sparkle's up to.
Me too. Okay, let's take a look.
Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. Unique New York. Unique new. Whoa. Oh, you snuck up on me there. Sparkle Plenty here. Rare double sunrise to grace eastern skies on March 29th. Experts warn of impending doom. Expert and amateur cultist Professor Thistlethwaite. This eclipse is not just a rare astronomical event, but also a harbinger of doom. Or at least a really bad hair day. Well, that's just another day of the week for SPDF breaking news anchor Tina Felucia. If she pulled her hair back any tighter, her face would turn inside out. When I first heard the professor say harbingers of doom, I immediately thought, what? Is entertainment reporter Mick Swizzle finally going to come crawling out of his hole? I never hooked up with him at last year's company Christmas party and then blamed it on having one too many eggnogs like some people around here. I, for one, never fell for Swizzle's shtick. According to Professor Thistlethwaite, the double sunrise is a sign of the impending return of the great old ones, ancient deities of darkness and chaos. The alignment of the stars and planets during this eclipse will create a rift in the fabric of reality, allowing these malevolent beings to return and wreak havoc on our world. But don't just take Professor Thistlethwaite's word for it. Local residents have been reporting strange occurrences in the lead up to the eclipse. I've been seeing shapeshifters lurking in the shadows, said SPDF editorial guru Charlene Dupree. Takes one to see one, I guess. Our little Charlene has been doing some shapeshifting of her own as of late. To ensure a safe and enjoyable viewing experience, residents are advised to stock up on garlic, holy water, and hair conditioner. And for goodness sake, don't look directly at the sun, warned Professor Thistlethwaite. You don't want to risk summoning any ancient evils or getting a nasty farmer's tan. The partial solar eclipse is expected to reach up to 90% coverage in some areas, making it a significant event for sky enthusiasts and doomsday preppers alike. So mark your calendars for March 29th, 2025, and get ready to witness a rare and breathtaking phenomenon that will leave you starstruck, or possibly possessed by an ancient evil succubus. For the SPDF Young Astronomers Club, I'm Sparkle Plenty, award-winning journalist and the reigning, defending, and undisputed most trustworthy SPDF news anchor of the year. As always, I'll keep my ear to the pavement just for you, as long as you promise to. Never lose. That sparkle in your eye. Be safe out there, y'all. Nailed it.
Ouija, it's just a game, isn't it? Isn't it?
Well, isn't it?
Parker Brothers kind of fun.
So I want to ask you, Jeff, have you used the Ouija board?
Oh, yeah, not for a long time, but we did when we were kids. And we had a few
What happened?
moments, yeah. Well, nobody told you were supposed to say goodbye and have them leave at the end of your sessions. So we always left the door open, like never made the spirits go away. So when we have a basement full of spirits, unbelievable.
But I was always a believer in everything. I didn't realize like that, like I never even dreamed of like pushing it. I go like that everybody else was doing. I was taking it seriously.
Yeah, we didn't.
Am I like a baboon? I'm like, but people were pushing it, unless there was a guy named like Cammy was. I gotta get Cammy on this because like she to this day she claimed she wasn't pushing it, but she had like a guy she would talk to all the time, and she was like. She was a showman. Let's put it that. I believe that she wasn't pushing it because like she's not a good liar and like she believes in all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Be careful.
What about this? I go, did you ever see like what would scare you more, seeing a ghost or a UFO? An alien or a ghost?
Probably an alien because I see ghosts all the time.
Right.
I do.
Yeah.
Here in our apartment. I see my
you.
mom, my dad, your mom.
Mm-hmm.
I see Hattie.
Mm-hmm.
I see Dr. Piper. Our cats. I see our cats a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that the ghosts don't scare me. Like UFO probably would scare me because they're smart. You know, if they could make those little fuckers fly and do whatever. But although I like to think they're good, they're benevolent. They mean us no harm.
You never saw a UFO? Like, or just an unidentified flying something?
Oh, yes, I have. Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I saw one. In fact, I had a big serious talk with my dad about it last time he was here because I didn't know if he saw it or not. But it was when my parents were still married. And they used to go out on their drives. Oh, God. Like Sunday night, we'd pile in the car and just go driving out into the nature or whatever.
Yeah.
In Idaho, there's plenty of nature, You don't have to drive too far to get to it. And we were driving around somewhere. I know we were down by some lake or something. And I will never forget it as long as I live. And we're in the car, and all of a sudden the car just like filled up with light. And there was like a UFO over the lake, like giving off light, like a lot of light.
Right.
My parents were asleep. I know I had been asleep, and I woke up and saw this, and it was like cool, like, oh, this is so cool. But it was also freaking me out, and I didn't see any beings or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that, and then it flew away. And I asked my dad, like, Did he remember anything?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
He didn't remember anything
He
like
didn't.
that. No.
I think they could zap your memory, like kind of like a
Yeah.
Men in Black kind of thing. They
Or
can like,
or they don't have to.
I mean, like that's technology that we actually have. Now. Like,
Yeah.
the government has that. Like they can can do that shit, right?
Exactly.
But
yes.
again, it's like I feel bad for like that. They're like that crazy farmer. It's like the farmer was telling the truth. Like people were abducted. There was the whatever, the Green Light Conference or whatever. There's obviously all that shit's going on. Did you ever? Let me ask you this: did you ever like? Do you believe in psychics? And did you ever like talk to a psychic?
No, I never have got to like talk to a real.
I believe there are some real
I
ones.
do too.
Okay,
I do too. I basically I believe that probably not the ones that are charging money, you know, but I'm sure there are some real good ones out there. And I never got to talk.
They're like super empaths, like just like you know, like you are. Like, so I was with Jeff one time. Let me just tell the people this because I love this. And we're just bartending, and he goes, "Look out that window." I'm like, "Okay, what?" He goes, "See the guy across the street?" He goes like, he's gonna go down the block, double back, come in here and cause trouble. And I watch him go down the block. Jeff's never seen the guy before in his life. Double back, come in the bar and cause trouble. I go, "How'd you know that?" He goes, "I go, that's being a psychic. That's like being in tune with like just like your environment." I go, it's like so like that, like that's like it's like everybody can have a gut instinct, right?
Yeah.
But like there's a gut instinct that people like never deny the gut instinct, right? But then there's like, okay, if once you accept your gut instinct, then it can like go outside more and more to the fact that like you can see a guy across the street and know exactly what he's gonna do, and and I saw it firsthand. I go, this is real shit.
Oh yeah.
How'd you know? You're like, I just knew. I go,
I could see stink coming off of him.
And I'm like,
I could just see these lines, like stink lines coming up.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's gonna be fucking trouble. Like I could just tell he's gonna be trouble.
But it was like the way like you knew like how he's gonna double back. You knew this. I go, it wasn't a guy who like always did this. I go, this was the guy I never saw before. Like. So okay, so let me so Jeff, let's check out this right here, and you're very. I think you're on fire tonight. I think we're like connected with a lot of people tonight. What do you think, Jeff?
Nice. I hope so. That's what we do this for.
That's why we do this. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
want to touch as many people as I possibly can.
Hey,
before I get caught.
Crazy. All right.
Meet psychic Danielle Patton and her husband Ron Gordon. Together, they work as psychic detectives with law enforcement agencies throughout California.
So how do the two of you work together, and how does your operation work as far as helping the police?
What happens is sometimes law enforcement will get a hold of me, and sometimes I'm just sitting at home and something will happen to somebody somewhere, and I will feel the vibrations and I'll get the feelings of what's going on, and I'll tell Ron what happened.
Miss Cleo, I just don't know. Is he the love of my life or not?
Is he incarcerated caller? Oh, Ina di Moros. Much love to Spdf. Wagwan, I be Miss Cleo. Hear me now. Midday, yeah. An oracle is a person or thing considered to be the source of wise or authoritative advice, guidance, or prophecy. Historically, oracles were often associated with ancient cultures and religions where they were believed to possess divine or supernatural insight. Examples of famous oracles include the Greek oracle of Delphi. The nasty white hole was a priestess who served as the mouthpiece of the god Apollo. Apollo! Oh, that remind me. Rest in peace to the Sandman. He be robbing that tree stump in the sky, you know. Me no business. Like the oracle of Delphi, Miss Sandman seen prophecies too, but he's been counting the rings on a stump. He too give guidance to those seeking advice. You heard? On where to get the ganja on the east side. Ha! It be true. Yamon. Bless up. Me brethren. Much love to SPDF crew. And me favorite. Me Jeffrey. Most of all, respect.
How'd you know he was incarcerated?
Bitch, please.
Who's the clairvoyant prophet of NYC? Who's the wise sage of Little Italy? Who's the true soothsayer? We will see. Who is the oracle of Mott Street?
pitiful mortals. I, the great procrastinator, the great prognosticator, little Glenny boy, soothsayer, sage, fortune teller, and possibly the Oracle of Mott Street here. As far as being a prophet, I never made one. I'm here to predict the next 3 shocking events to take place in 2025. Now, I shall graciously bestow upon you a glimpse of the times to come. Now let us gaze into the abyss of uncertainty and see what wonders or horrors the future holds. On May 3rd, 2025, a 50-something living in Bushwick will start collecting 8 tracks and will be constantly proclaiming, 8 tracks are making a comeback. I'm telling you, mark my words. His words, however, will fall on deaf ears. On August 27th, 2025, candles will be made that perfectly mimic the odor of gasoline. And on November 16th, 2025, Oprah Winfrey will go into hiding and won't be seen again by you, me, or the public in general. It is now time to hear from who some claim is the most true oracle on Mott Street. The clairvoyant astrum, the luminary seer of revelations, the intuitive mystic, the divine herald himself. Come in, O visionary one.
Predictions for 2025. Famous person confesses to killing someone on TV during an interview. The second, adopted child search turns up movie star mom. And the third, we, Glenn and I, will win big money on a horse with a woman's name.
I hope you're right.
Exactly, exciting and vivacious.
Dude, I love, like, you look great as like that oracle. You really do.
Somebody's walking by and they have like a ghetto blaster, but it's like real, like blues in the light. Yeah.
I was watching this thing the other day with like about 70s, 80s, like New York City, and like I remember this too. Like when a song would like be like become hot, and like a car would drive by and you would hear it. Then you go into a bodega, and you would hear it on your walk in these different spots. Like there's certain songs that would captivate the city, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and you could walk all the way down the street and not miss a beat.
Yeah.
Because everybody had their radios tuned to it. Store, cars, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like
fabulous.
The rare thing was like everybody's digging like this song.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And it's like and it was like it would unite you, you know.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Totally.
I remember when and then right after that is when Walkmans came in.
Yeah.
And Noelle started bitching about Walkmans. She's like, I hate this fucking Walkmans.
Why?
It's like, because you don't hear any music anymore. You know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I was keeping their music.
That's kind of cute. Yeah.
Keeping their music to themselves, and you don't hear. And I was like, you're right. You're right. You don't hear music anymore. And like, because music was everywhere. In the East Village, oh my God,
that was part of like the electric vibe of the city. But it was awesome. You know, it's like that's the thing, like those songs that like you would hear all over the city. For you, like what would I mean? Sugar Hill Gang was one of them back in the day.
Yeah.
New Edition, Michael Jackson came out. Like that's across the board. Madonna that was a big one back when she first.
And what do you call it? Everybody sing, everybody dance, all night long.
Lionel Richie.
We're gonna have a party. Yeah,
all night. I was like, it's like
everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah.
And oh my God, like girls just want to have fun. Fabulous. Fabulous.
Oh, so Val Kilmer, any thoughts about his recent passing, Jeffrey? My love, my life.
Oh, well, so sad, I met him once, I met him once out front of the movie theater where I worked at Cinema 1 and 2. And I had this acquaintance friend, Eddie, who was a actor, but he was also doing stand-up comedy. And when I had worked downtown on Bleecker Street at a bar, we had open mic, Mondays, and they would audition, singers and comedians and blah, blah, blah. And that's how I got to meet him. He would come in and do stand-up comedy with his friends, Luch, who was like this big heavyset guy who ran St. Mark's Cinema, which is so cool. And he booked the movies. And I was like, I want to shake your hand, when I met him, because he booked these fabulous movies together. He booked E.T. and The Thing.
At what theater?
Fabulous. St. Mark's Cinema.
Oh, man.
Our neighborhood cinema. And then Luis, who's an actor who's doing very well. Like, I saw him the other day. Remember I showed you, I was like, oh, there's Luis on Madam Secretary. Yeah. And, they all used to come in and do, moments, for stand-up comedy thing, on open mic night. And did they come in and play poker also? I'm not sure if they were involved in the afternoon poker games. But anyways, Eddie and I remained friends after the bar closed. And I was working up at the movie theater. And so he would come up and go to the movies for free every once in a while. And he came up, and I can't remember what he was going to see, but we were standing up front having a cigarette. And Val Kilmer came riding by on a bicycle, like an old-fashioned bicycle too, not like a brand new, 10-speed. But how New York is kind of like that? People would drive like old bikes, kind of, around, like cool people would, And he's like, Val. And Val stopped. So we walked over to that, to the curb and talking to him. They knew each other from Purchase. I guess they went to Purchase for a little bit. And, I met Val. And I had just seen him like the week before in a play on Broadway called Slab Boys with Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon.
So what years is 87?
No, 83.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, early 80s. Yeah, 82, 83. It's when he was going out with Cher. That's what he was really known for.
Right. Yeah.
But he'd been on Broadway, and the play was really good.
Do you think it was ultimately a detriment that he went with Cher? Because that's what people.
What's that?
Was it a detriment that he went on with Cher? Or do you think it was
no, not at all, not at all.
I mean,
it could have been bad, boy toy kind of thing, but he just kind of I think he handled it very well.
But also,
it's good for her,
Yeah.
And she was always very funny and respectful and good about it all,
Do you think Cher would be good in the sack?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer. Even with the Rocky mascot, I don't think. But I told you, I met this guy, and he was
the Rocky mascot.
I was kidding. Well, I was I met this guy at Botanica, right? And this is with Double D a couple years ago, and he's like, he's like, hey, it wasn't bragging. He's like, I hooked up with the nanny, Fran Drescher, right?
Oh.
But this was 2018, right? I go, and I'm like, first of all, still counts.
Absolutely, he has nothing to be ashamed of.
So I'm 1 degree removed from somebody who banged Fran Drescher.
Yes.
You can give it to me straight,
Listen, they don't like the cover. They don't like the cover.
Well, that's certainly straight.
They find it very offensive and very sexist.
Well, what exactly do you find offensive?
Ian,
what's
you
offensive
put
about
a greased, naked woman on
Yes.
all fours
Yes.
with a dog collar
With a dog
around her
collar.
neck and a leash.
And a leash.
And a man's arm extended out up to here, holding on to the leash and pushing a black glove in her face to sniff it. You don't find that offensive?
No,
You don't
don't.
find that sexist?
This is 1982.
That's
Bobby,
right,
come
it's
on.
1982. Get out of the 60s 60s. We don't have this mentality anymore.
Well, you should have
Listen
seen the
to me.
cover they wanted to do.
It's true. It's like my friend Paul Greco, who married, my really good friend Noel, and he was an actor, really good actor, and he did like stuff, and he was in like classic movies, like he was in The Warriors, and he was in Broadway Danny Rose, he was in The Last Temptation of Christ, all this kind of stuff. And we were sitting around one night when they hadn't gotten married yet, he was still going out with Noel. And we were just sitting around, me and him, one night, and he was all bummed. And I'm like, what's wrong, And he goes, well, my career's not going the way I wanted it to. Like, I'm like, he had just been in Crocodile Dundee, and he was like, I'm just in Crocodile Dundee, which is like a really small part, like, I've only got like 3 lines or whatever, like, blah, blah. And I'm like, honey, one of those lines they use in the preview.
Yeah, you're in the fucking
commercial.
Trailer.
You're in the commercial
That's
on
cool.
TV.
Yeah.
Like, 500 times a day. Everybody knows who you are from this. Everybody knows you from the Warriors, for one thing. Yeah. And it's like, come on, snap out of
That's
it.
the thing too, though. It's like if you have a one line movie, right? But if they use it in the trailer, you're invited to the premiere. I live for being like, give me one line in 1,000 movies more than like 1,000 lines in one movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he would have been invited to the premiere anyways because of his body of work.
Yeah.
And this, people knew who he was.
Yeah.
By virtue of that. But it was like, wine. And at the very same time that this is going on, he had guest starred on Miami Vice. It was their 2-part They Came to New York episode. So he's like, it's him and all these New York actors, Rick Avilas and, blah, blah, blah. Right. So here you are at the same time, you're on Miami Vice, which was one of the hottest shows on TV. Here you are in 500 times a day in this commercial for Crocodile Dundee, which was a big movie, not the That's a Knife thing.
So here, let me ask you a question. So like Val Kilmer, you met.
Yes.
So I know in the past, right? You met.
Very
so
nice,
now you met Val Kilmer, very nice, outside the theater. You met Jake Ryan, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like teen
heartthrob. He was with a fat girl.
I'm trying to think like the heartthrobs you met, right?
Yeah, he was with a fat girl. I was so thrilled.
Which makes him even
the best. Makes him the best person in the world. He came to the movies with a heavyset girl, a big girl, I should say, big girl. I'm a fat girl. Like
Rubenesque, Jeff.
Yes, fabulous. And they were laughing and having so much fun together.
Yeah,
like he wasn't ashamed or anything. Like, yeah, it was wonderful. And I was just like, I love you so much.
I used the Ouija board. I tried a Freaky Friday into Jake Ryan's body.
He's good though. No, he's good. He's good. Remember him in Vision Quest? He was the guy with the mohawk.
Yeah. I mean, but look,
and
he could die.
Mermaids.
I hope he's not a sad sack. He should be proud of himself.
Not at all. Not at all. He was in Mermaids with Cher and Winona Ryder. He was in that gay movie.
Gay!
Which took a lot of balls at that time.
It was a gay movie.
Yeah, called Longtime Companion. About AIDS.
Oh, that does sound
it was
gay.
like, it was when straight guys weren't doing gay movies. Yeah. He was good for him.
Oh, so what about and also you met my boy James Spader, right?
James Spader.
Like he was another heartthrob.
Yeah. I invited him to a party at my house.
Yeah. Tell the people what happened right before Tough Turf, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it was before Tough Turf. Yeah. I come to the movie theater.
Yeah.
And that's where I met everybody, up at Cinema 1 and 2. And
so it was like 83.
I don't know, 80 something, yeah. Sometime in the 80s. And
are these people cool or are they just cool to you? That's what I really want to know.
Cool.
Yeah.
He was way cool. And he came out to get snacks, before the movie started. And I was like, oh, hi,
Hi, like
hi, pinned him down in the corner,
What's a boy like you doing in a place like this?
That's right.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm having a wake for baby Faye tonight in my apartment. That was the party. It was Baboon Heart Baby Dies, and I felt so bad, like I was so sick.
A heartless gay party. Ayo,
now it was like me and my friends were just so tired of the callousness of that whole thing when they gave that baby a baboon heart,
Yeah.
and giving him baby Faye, like Faye Ray King Kong. That wasn't even her real name, And they had a baboon heart baby dies on the front page of the paper, and there's a picture of her asleep. So of course it looks like a dead baby, on that thing. And it was like enough already,
Like, they're left behind closed doors. At least you're like, we'll get put out in the open.
Yeah,
here.
it was like enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were like,
okay.
I'm gonna have a wake for baby Faye. So I told him, and he laughed and liked it. He's like, great idea.
Damn right he did.
And I, gave him my address, and he goes, I would love to. He goes, but I'm leaving right from the movie theater here. I'm going to the airport, and I'm flying to wherever. And they're going to make a new movie, down, which I think was Tough Tour.
Please don't tell me he was a shrimp too.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Thank God.
No, he was of average height, very nice. Couldn't have been nicer.
Oh, then what about when you
showed no fear?
What about when you met Matthew Modine? Like that was another. Not that he was like ever considered.
Matthew Modine was the best.
But when did you meet him? Like he was like you were the first person to recognize him.
I was he told me. He told me that him and his lovely wife Carrie. I saw them, in line, and I ran up to the cashier, and I pointed them out, and I said, "See those people? This couple right here." I go, "Please give them a free pass. Put it under my name. Give them a free pass when they come in." She had no idea.
They didn't even know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and they got up there, and Molly, the cashier, bless her heart, she's like, "You're our guest, like." The doorman told me to give you a free pass, like it's on under his name, blah blah. Okay, whatever. And he gets up, he's like, "Why?" I go, I'm a really big fan of your movies. Like he'd only had like small parts in movies at that point.
That wrestling movie?
He hadn't come out yet.
Oh.
And Vision Quest. He had done Streamers with Robert Altman.
Yeah.
He had done Baby It's You. He did The Hotel New Hampshire, where he raped Jodie Foster, and another movie or two.
Did you ever meet Jodie Foster? Like that seems like somebody who I bet she would think it's twice.
Yeah.
What happened, Jeff? Be honest.
Oh well, okay. One time at the movie theater, her and her friend came in, and the movie was getting ready to start.
Yeah.
And she was like digging through her wallet to find her Academy card.
Yeah.
To get it. I was like, no, come on. Be my guest, like go in, to see Birdie, a Matthew Modine movie. Right? Was his first like starring role after Vision Quest.
Right. Yeah, that was a big one.
And I was thrilled that it was at our theater, by the way, which meant I got to see Matthew more times, a bunch more times. And anyways, so her and her friend went in and saw the movie. After the movie was over, she came out, and because she's polite and, has good manners. And she's like, "Thank you for that. Like we didn't miss any of the movie. We got in there in time, thanks to you. Blah blah." And I was like, "Did you like it?" And she like got this weird look on her face, and she kind of laughed, and she goes, "Did you get all the bird symbolism? Like she wasn't
busted chops."
Yeah, she wasn't really thrilled. Yeah. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like because she had worked for him, the director Alan Parker. She did Bugsy Malone, and she'd worked with Matthew in, Hotel New Hampshire, where he raped her, and so I was like, oh my God, like, and I laughed, and I was like, and we just, a couple of words back and forth. Later on, about, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months later, she was really friendly with Gina Shock from the Go-Go's.
Right.
And Gina Shock was the roommate of this girl I knew, Flora, who was a waitress at the pharmacy right across from my house,
Right.
where I hung out all the time. And so Flora told us, she's like, Jody and Gina are coming in for dinner tonight. Yeah. So they came in. So we stopped by the table just to say hi. You know, like, let them, like, you know, it wasn't not what they're eating or anything, you know.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It was like, you know, this, you know, Flora introduced us and stuff. So it wasn't like, I'm your biggest fan, you know. And we chatted for a second. She was talking about those French bread pizzas. What are those called?
Stouffer's
French
yeah,
bread pizzas.
yeah.
And what a great invention they were. You know, because she had a toaster oven in her college room. Yeah. And she was like,
that's the best frozen pizza, first of all.
Yeah. And she was like loving that. And I was loving that.
Listen, Jeff, I'm no actor, but I could have played multiple Migs.
Yes.
I guarantee I could have.
Yes, you could have.
I bet you could have played like the main guy who like did the tuck. That guy like.
No, I couldn't have done the tuck.
Do you think you could get into like that kind of like get yourself worked up?
Oh
to,
yeah,
like,
of
play
course.
Put the fucking lotion in the bathroom.
I know you could, because like you're.
I'd fuck me.
That's
fuck me
crazy.
hard.
I mean, like, I look in the mirror. I go. I wouldn't even touch. Yeah.
So scary. He was so good in that.
So good. Yeah.
So good in that.
And Brooke.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Brooke makes the movie.
Rules.
The movie was still big. I go, but like it's like Brooke was the level of Brooke was like the level of Jodie and Sir Anthony.
Everybody was
It was
great.
that level. Yeah.
And that Weasley little fuck.
Yeah.
Talk about a punchable face.
Yeah, that's
the doctor was like, he's king of a punchable face.
And I remember I saw him like when you see a face on a movie screen, it's like, and you see every pore in their face. I go, that's how I saw him. I go, of course, the TV. I go, but like, why? I go, it's like seeing like when I saw what's the guy's name from like he was in, it was like the fat guy, the fat father of not Romy Michelle, like what's his name, that fat Italian fuck, Mira Savini.
Paul.
I saw him, his
Paul
face
Sorvino, yeah,
on a screen once. It was like the map of the fucking world. So I go, every little divot, every
big
little
giant pores.
unbelievable.
I couldn't.
Unbelievable.
If they did that to me,
Oh.
if they showed me all close up, I don't think I could bear it.
No. All right, Jeff. So here is your boy Val Kilmer, our little tribute, and then we'll be back in a minute. But I love the fact that you met him, and like you actually, there's a shout out to you in the song because like this is my boy met him outside of East Village Theater, and he was a nice guy.
Upper East Side Theater.
Here we go.
Punchable face. I don't know why. I want to punch that face. I'd rather hang with the Iceman than with that Scientology disgrace. Wouldn't mind getting high with a top secret, real genius flying ace. Maybe I was tripping. I really dug the Doors. As much as Val loved mirrors and cigarettes and Hollywood whores. Made it big cause he had no fear. And even banged Sonny's girl's share. Right there in the derriere. Ooh, my best friend once met him outside. A cool little cozy village theater space. He said he was a really nice guy, but damn if he didn't have a punchable face. Punchable face. Punchable face. Punchable face. I don't know why, but I always wanted to punch that face.
Rest in peace, you did me no harm. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang, ring the alarm.
But now he's gone. Maybe I was tripping, but he was really cool in the Doors. But damn, that white dude had a punchable face. Punchable face. Punchable face. I don't know why, but I'd punch that face. I'd rather hang with the Iceman. Face. punchable face. Face. Flexible face. Punchable face. You can be a hero at any time, at any particular place. You can be a scoundrel, no matter your religion, your creed, your name, your race. Val Kilmer was a good man. I always wanted to punch that face.
Maybe I was tripping. I really dug the doors as much as Val loved mirrors and cigarettes and Hollywood whores.
Punchable face. Punchable face. I don't know why. I wanna punch that face. I'd rather hang with the Iceman than with that Scientology disgrace. I wouldn't mind getting high with a top secret, real genius flying ace. I don't know why. I wanna punch that face.
Cause you're jealous, motherfucker.
He's probably eternally grateful that you didn't have anything in there about the island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
With Marlon Brando.
Oh man, I mean, like that's
What a freak show that is.
Those
What a
were
freak
the
show that
highlights.
movie is.
But also, it's like, and I slipped in there because you said like slipped the kiss, bang, bang in
I
there
love
too.
that movie.
I was
love
like,
that
I'm
movie.
like, yeah, like again, it's like, hey, listen, there's a lot, there's people who are real actors, right? People who look like Buscemi. I go, and then there's people who are just like good looking or like they're good at playing themselves. I go, and like he's great. It's like as I go, he had a punchable face. I go, that was like, it's like you hated this fucking guy, and thus like a heel in wrestling is like when he comes around, like you love him even more because like you hated him.
Yeah.
In a weird way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I loved him in Tombstone. Like fabulous. Playing a dissipated, like he had consumption. He was Doc Holliday. And he shows up in a big heroic moment. You know how that is? Like in a movie, you've kind of like counted them out already. Like they're gone. And the big hero's in trouble. Kurt Russell's in trouble and blah blah. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's Val Kilmer. Like, and the audience just goes nuts. They're like, yay!
People still go like,
I'm your Huckleberry.
douchebags still go like, I'm Iceman. Like they still are saying that shit.
Yeah. I like the douchebags that go, I'm your Huckleberry. I like that one better. From Tombstone.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
Fabulous.
that's definitely hip.
Here's a story.
Go ahead.
It was my birthday, and I was bartending at the bar in the East Village, and it was my day off, and it was my birthday, and I was like, what do you want? I love my birthday because I can do anything I want. It's my day. I don't give a shit.
Damn straight.
I don't give a shit. I do anything I want. And so I'm going to go to the movies that day. And Tombstone had just opened. And it was playing up the street at 12th Street. And I was very excited. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see Tombstone, because I love Westerns. I love Kurt Russell. I love Val Kilmer.
Right.
All these people in that movie. There's all these great actors in this movie. Plus, it's a great Western and, whatever. And so I'm walking there, but I have to walk past my job, 4th Street. So I thought, well, I'll stop in, and just maybe have like one drink or whatever. Because I don't like to drink before I go to movies. I used to when I was a kid, but I don't as an adult. It makes me tired. I fall asleep usually, if I drink before the movies. But so I thought I'd, stop in, have a drink, say hi, see what's going on. Well, there's the usual crowd, reprobates, of the regular, afternoon crowd. And what are you doing, Jeff? Oh, I'm going to the movies, Oh, really? Everybody like scoots in with their chairs. The big gay movie at that time was Life is Beautiful with Roberto Benigni. Oh, unbelievable. And sorry. And I was not a fan of that movie. And
I don't know if that's a gay movie, but like that's
I mean, it was at the time. I mean, it's not a gay movie.
It's gay. I know what you're saying.
All the gays love that movie. That was the one that all the gays wanted to go see.
Yeah, it's a magical world. It's like, no, it's not.
If you're mentally retarded, yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know that I'm in a concentration camp. I think I'm at, I think I'm at a health spa or whatever. But so they all pushed their chairs closer, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna go see Life is Beautiful?" Like, and because they want to come with me. Yeah. And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, really? What are you going to see? I was like, Tombstone. Oh, and they all just move their chairs back, because the gays don't like Westerns usually. A lot of them don't. Yeah. Let's put it that way. And I just laughed. I couldn't help it. I was like, this is too funny,
Yeah, but also, like, you didn't want, like, it's like the last thing you want is like people like glomming onto you, like you're like nice little alone trip. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, especially like it sucks when you want to go see somebody and somebody comes along and they're not into it. I go, and it affects you. Like,
yeah,
you ever show somebody something that you love, but like because of them, it looks off because of their vibe.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yes.
I go, that's real.
Yeah. Many times it's true. It's the it's like that scientific principle of the observer changes the experiment.
Yeah,
it's the energy of the observer
100%
changes
right.
the experiment.
Yeah.
And it really does, like, it's like, a movie that I love, and I'll take like a friend to, because I think they're gonna love it. I would never like take somebody to a movie like that I didn't think they would like, and whatever, and I think they would like it, and we're sitting there and they don't like it. And you can just feel it coming off their body. Like, they're not saying anything, but they're like, you can just feel it. And it ruins it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, they're not having a good time. And it's like, oh my God, like, this was so awful. Like, why did I do that? Yeah. But by the same token, Tombstone's like a good, fun, feel good frolic. Like, a bunch of people might have had a good time, like, especially they let themselves go, like, and had fun, and handsome men and stuff. So, you never know what the gays are gonna like and what they're not gonna like.
But one little curmudgeon, whatever, it's like at a concert too. It's like if everybody's into it, but like some guy standing like in the middle, like just like arms crossed being a dick. I go, that will ruffle out to people too. I go, I've seen it happen, right?
And if they're in the front row.
Yeah, if I could sink the tide, a low tide sinks all boats. It's like, those people exist out there. Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Or like industry, and they're just not interested, kind of thing. And like blah blah blah. It's like, I said no industry. I look out in that front row and I see that row of fat assholes. And they're all industry people. They're not having a good time. It's like, how am I supposed to have a good time on stage? Project when that's all I can see is like disapproving faces and blah blah. Like, I don't understand. I do not understand.
No, that's like, these people should be shamed. They should be like they should be tarred and feathered,
and they get it for free,
hung, drawn, and quartered, whatever that means.
That's the problem.
You know what I mean?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because I am too. I'm empath like you.
Most people,
I really am, and I have like and boom, like your light shines bright, and all of a sudden you can turn and see the person seeing you, and they're not happy. They're negative, whatever, and they glommed onto your light.
And
they're gonna try and make their way over to you
100%.
and see if they can ruin your good time.
100%.
Oh, I hate that so much. I hate that so much. Because like everything is so mercurial, if that's a word even. It's like it's like it's like a band playing and they're having a good time and you're feeding it back to them. You're having a good time, and it's like a dance between the band and the audience, and like it's so wonderful. And then somebody's gonna try and like destroy it.
The energy is going back and forth. They go, and also it's like something could like come in the middle of that energy or whatever, and we've seen it go, and it's like these people should be like tossed the fuck out.
That's right. It's like although sometimes I'm afraid that I'm gonna make it worse. And I don't want to do that. Like, remember when you took me to see Rockabilly Mama.
Wanda Jackson.
Wanda Jackson. And that guy yells
your
out,
mama.
like, you know, like, she's like, shut up, you know, and
Yeah.
sing. Like she's talking about.
And she's talking to someone else.
Yeah. But then she started talking about Jesus a little bit.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
This
at
guy should
all.
shut his fucking
She can
mouth.
talk about whatever she wants.
You got to step outside because you're like, I'm about to batter him. And go
Yeah,
to jail.
yeah. If I can see where he is, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna sit down hard on this.
Fuck.
Yeah, really, you got that much of a problem with religion or whatever, you know? Blah blah. It's like this woman is 72 years old, and she's up there rocking her heart out, and she can talk about whatever she wants to talk about, and it's fine with me. I'm more than happy to.
You don't want to
listen.
hear about how like when she talked, Elvis Presley was like
good
took her from
kisser.
or like took her from like go back to rock and roll and like I go that's I go like that's nothing new. I go get the fuck out of here. Who the fuck? Who's this guy? Who brought it? Who vouches for this guy? Like get out.
Exactly. It's like it's interesting. What she's saying is interesting. Nobody wants to hear you.
Yeah.
And your negative like vibes. You know, it's like
Fucking
it's
idiot.
amazing how like it doesn't take much to ruin it either. It's like it's precariously balanced. You know, it's like a little bit of negativity. Yeah, I hate that.
Fuck them.
I just hate that. It used to happen in the movie theaters once in a while. Not usually where like I call them church, like Film Forum and Sunshine, Angelica. Most people that go to those movies, art movies and foreign movies, are respectful, you know, in movie theater. That's nice. And then, but it was like a big arena or whatever, you know, and then, you might get a group of people come in thinking they're being funny. I guess some guy trying to impress his date or whatever, like be all loud and yelling shit. And you never know if they're going to get violent about it. You know, some people don't respond well to being told to shut up. That's where the movie theater comes in.
But the vocal minority, it's like especially when they're like an asshole or fucked up. It's like, yeah, it's like shame them, get them the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like Chrissy said, treat everyone with love and respect, but if they're an asshole, they go fuck themselves.
You know, because somebody's not going to think it's funny, and they're like not as evolved.
Yeah.
God bless the people that aren't as evolved.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need those people. Sometimes, you know, because I'm like, I don't want to scuffle and like get all into stupidity, you know, with people. It just, but it can really ruin your good time.
But like
Hey everybody, can I trouble you for a Hoya?
Sit the fuck down, please. Come on, I'm trying to watch the game here. Come on, right. Sit down. Right. First time I'm in Boston, I hear this fucking weird shit. No, it's not us. It's not us. Sure? Disgrace.
Like, should we introduce our sister station, Trudy?
Yes.
Okay, so let's cut to Trudy right now, and I think entertainment reporter Mick Swizzle, who like he's over on like the sister station because he has to earn his way back after those stints in rehab. All right, so let's take a look. If I can, hello, if I can bring up the scope. Is that what they call it?
Find him, yeah.
It's the scope. Yeah,
He's hiding.
It might be. All right, let's see. Judy. There. Let's go over to our sister station now, and
Daryl.
Daryl. Oh, do I remember that? I started that.
Such a
And then, like,
scandal.
beefs up.
Such a scandal.
Oh man, him and like and Dwight Gooden. It was like 19 years old, and like the best pitcher, best hitter. I go and like cocaine heads. I go, this is like what a combo in New York City. I go, millionaires, cokeheads in New York City, famous. I go, oh, this is gonna go good, and then they won the series. So what am I saying?
So what can you say?
Where are you, Mick? Where are you? Oh, here he is. Okay, here we go, Jeff. Ready?
Here we go. Yeah.
Swizzle. Let's go to our sister station, Trudy.
Hey there folks, entertainment reporter Mick Swizzle coming at you live in front of the stage door entrance of Grauman's Chinese Theatre in beautiful downtown Hollywood, where in just a few short hours the world premiere of Jennifer Lopez's fourth documentary, Now Just Me, will premiere. The showbiz world quivers with anticipation. A veritable army of makeup technicians and lighting experts are exhaustively combing over every trick they know to make tonight's event as presentable an endeavor as humanly possible. Wave after wave of backup dancers have been rushing in all day for what the scuttlebutt says is a surprise opening song and dance number to kick off tonight's glamorous festivities. It promises to be quite the glittering affair. To say the least, I'll be here every step of the way to bring you all the action. Stay tuned.
Trudy. I like the sister station. Like they do all like the we call it like the schmaltz. No, what's the word
And
for it?
art movies, yeah.
They do all like the tabloid shit for us.
And art movies too.
Yeah, the art movie stuff, right?
Back up a decade. Stepping back into the sonic landscape of the 70s, let's tune into the 8-track tape, a true icon of audio technology that defined the era's listening habits. These chunky cartridges offered a new way to experience music. Portable, durable, and endlessly loopable, they brought the favorite tunes of the decade straight into cars and living rooms across the country. Introduced in the mid-1960s, 8-track tapes hit their peak popularity in the 1970s. They were the preferred format for many because of their convenience. With 4 programs of 2 tracks each, they allowed music lovers to skip to different sections of an album with a simple push of a button, a novel feature at the time. 8 tracks were particularly popular among car enthusiasts, as they made car stereos a common place to blast the hits of the day. From rock and roll to disco, the format's ability to continuously play without the need to flip or change the tape appealed to those on the go, making every road trip a mobile party. Here's an intriguing note. Despite their popularity, 8-track tapes had a reputation for less than perfect sound quality and were known for their tendency to switch tracks mid-song. This quirk added a unique charm to the 8-track experience, even if it occasionally interrupted the musical flow.
You don't want to miss part 2 in that Spdf supernatural episode. The Rockwell Files, employees picked entertainment reporter, mixed with a live outside J-Lo's premiere, Spdf reviews, Jeff's journal, and another edition of All Jacked Up on Rad Slang. Keep on rolling with Stop Projector, disguise film. You don't want to miss part 2 of Spdf Supernatural episode. The Rockwell Files, employees picks, entertainment reporter. Mixed with a live outside J-Lo's premiere, Spdf reviews Jeff's journal, and another edition of All Jacked Up on Rod Slang. Keep on rolling with Stop Projector, discuss film. Yeah, don't want to miss part 2 of Spdf Supernatural episode. The Rockwell Files, employees picks, entertainment reporter. Mixed with a live outside J-Lo's premiere, Spdf reviews Jeff's journal, and another edition of All Jacked Up on Rad Slang. Keep on rolling, Stop Projector, discuss film.